Girl, first of all, you all in my business. Hold on. Okay, this is a little bit better. I have missed you too, girl. I promise I have. But we're gonna have to ease back into this vlogging thing. You can't just be popping up on me straight out the shower. Let a girl put her wig on, please. So I have missed y'all, and I have been on a bit of a vlogging hiatus because, you know, the creators and the people say the girls don't want to see vlogs. They want to see things that I'm about to pin this wig up so I can do some makeup. They want to see things that are educational and informational and all of those things because no one cares about your life. And it's like, yeah. And I love making talking head content and informational content. But if I'm going to be honest, the vlogs are what keep my creativity going. And so we're just going to have to figure out a way to do both. Because right now, I'm just going to be honest, I'm in a creative slump. And not necessarily a slump, I just don't feel like doing it. And so because I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to force myself. I'm about to do some makeup. Because the truth is, when I make myself do it, it doesn't really turn out all that great. And you can tell. So what we're going to do is just be ourselves. And we're going to do a little bit of a vlog. We'll call it like a little perimenopause vlog. Because I do have to go to the doctor today. And I am going to be talking to her about my symptoms. We're doing like a little checkup. But if I'm honest, things are actually going pretty well with my perimenopause because I have been on top of it. Do you hear me? Perimenopause is kicking our butts as millennials. And I ain't going out without a fight. Okay? And so today I have an appointment with my doctor. And we're just going to go over, you know, where I am symptomatically with my perimenopause. And I have to get a couple, what do they call them? Like shots, immunization shots. I'm going to Vietnam for a few weeks this summer. With a couple of other Black doctors. We are doing some presenting, and it's going to be really great. We're going to an international conference, and we're going to be presenting and talking and doing all the therapist professor things. So I've got to get some immunizations, and I want to talk to her about where I am currently with my perimenopause symptoms, because let me tell you something. Perimenopause has been dragging the millennial girls, okay? But one thing about me and one thing about my sisters, the millennial sisters, the Gen X sisters, we're not going down without a fight. Okay? Okay? So, I don't need to put foundation on yet. I need to do some concealer first. Actually, I need to do eyeshadow first. I put this on my hand way too soon. Talking to you. And you didn't even try to correct me. Didn't even say anything to me. Saw me doing this foolishness and didn't say nothing. You don't love me, girl. No, but one thing about our generation, whether it's the generations of Gen X and millennials, is we're not going out without a fight. One thing about it, I have seen menopause and perimenopause take the girls through it. I'm not doing that. Okay? I have worked really hard to become the woman that I am today. And I'm not letting perimenopause, menopause, depression, nothing take this from me. This confidence, this security, everything that I have built and poured into myself, I'm going to keep. Okay? And perimenopause thinks it's going to rock my world. And I ain't gonna lie. She been rocking and rolling. She been rocking and she been rolling. But she's not going to win. I made a comment in one of my short form videos that, like, I've been pretty my whole life and I'm not letting perimenopause take that away from me. And someone that I know in real life sent me my video as if I didn't know I said that. And basically it was like that I needed to be more humble. And it's like, who said I wasn't humble? Are you not allowed to be confident and experience humility? Right? God didn't put me on this earth to walk around with my head down, because if that was the case, he would have made my neck sit straight up the way it does. And I'm not going to bow my head so that anybody can feel big, or so that anybody can feel more confident, or so that I don't trigger your insecurities. That's nuts. And I don't advise anybody to do that. If people around you require you to be small so that they can feel big, either you need to cut those people out of your life or you need to change the way you handle them. You know, I'm from the South. We say sometimes you just have to feed people with a long handle spoon, because there are people in this world who will see you trying to be better and do better and love on yourself, and they will bite you. But one thing about this little Southern Belle, I have teeth too, okay? If you bite, I bite back. But yeah, so I said that to say we're on a little tantrum away from the point. Pop your stuff, sis. If you like yourself, if you love yourself, if there's something that you like about yourself a lot and it brings about more confidence and self-love, pop your stuff. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to shrink yourself or be small in order to be liked. If that's what it takes to be liked by you, I don't need to be liked. Because one thing about me and one thing about this community that we're building, we like ourselves just enough. Ain't nobody else gotta like us. The problem is they do. And you want people not to like me. You want people not to like us, but it's too late. They already do. And there's no amount of trying to dim my light that's going to change that. I'm going to put on some eyeshadow. I know Jackie Anna's really mad at Juvia's Place. I just found out about the beef that they have, so Sister Jackie, I love you, but I already have the products. I might not buy no more, but I already have these, okay? But anyway, we're going to put a little eyeshadow on, a little 1-2, because we do have to do a little bit recording today, but not too much. It's going to be a very light look. But anyway, back to the perimenopause yap that we're doing. Like, I have been working overtime to make sure that I get to maintain everything that I work for, right? Because perimenopause will have you thinking that you are delusional, that you are crazy, that you have lost your mind. You know, it will trigger depression. I was looking at some clinical studies because y'all know she does that. She's not Cheyenne Bryan, baby. She's a real doctor. She has a real PhD, you know? But anyway, I was looking at some clinical studies, and one of the things that I came by, and maybe I'll pop it on the screen. Do y'all care about that? But I'll pop it on the screen just for the girls who want to see. But perimenopause actually intensifies symptoms of ADHD. And so I have been having a really hard time remembering things and staying motivated and keeping on top of like routines that I built for myself that worked for my ADHD. And I've been having such a hard time maintaining those things. And come to find out, it's your girl perimenopause. It's your girl Peri trying to destroy and wreak havoc on everything that I had built for myself. But lucky for me, let me use this towel over here. Now I dropped the concealer. Hold on, I'm coming, I'm back. I use a towel sometimes to like wipe off my brushes. Anyway, so that's something that I noticed and I realized is that, you know, perimenopause was increasing my ADHD symptoms, really intensifying them. And so I've had to like develop new routines to just make sure. Is she outside mowing the yard? Knowing I'm recording? She don't care. Maybe the people in this house do not care about my life or what I have going on, I promise you. But yeah, perimenopause, you know, some of the symptoms that I've been experiencing and that I've noticed that, you know, a lot of my therapy clients are even experiencing is, you know, having a hard time sleeping. I have been waking up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning consistently. And that is not me. I am a girl who lays down and goes to sleep and stays asleep until it's time to wake up. I don't even toss and turn in my sleep. That's not my ministry. She sleeps good. She sleeps well, but not lately. Not with this perimenopause. I'm lucky if I can sleep through the night. And most nights I do not. And the nights that I do sleep through the night, I wake up drenched in sweat. When I say drenched, I mean drenched. I must have been dreaming about swimming in a pool because she wakes up soaked. And so it's to the point where like I'm having to shower before bed and when I wake up in the morning also. Because one thing we're not gonna do is spend the entire day sweaty and musty. That's not gonna happen. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. My dermatologist recommended this deodorant for me because I don't do musty. It's called Certain Dry. When I say I wore this to the Keith Lee Festival in New Orleans, hot, sweaty New Orleans, for hours, fresh as a daisy. Fresh as a daisy. When I say nothing, even my wife put on some. I got her wearing it. Like when I say that is some good antiperspirant. No sweating, no musty, no nothing. Running around we had Phoenix and his friend Blake with us, running around after two little boys in that New Orleans heat at the Keith Lee, and nothing. I wasn't sweaty, nothing. Gold. This is gold. So if you're in a pinch and need a little something, that's good for you. But yeah, that waking up sweating, and I'm not even a sweaty gal. That's something that is new to me. Being sweaty is, I don't know what to do with that. But luckily, now I have that, and that's been helping. And so, where are we at? Waking up sweating, hungry as all outside, eating all day long, all day. Now, I worked really hard to lose this weight, and now I'm eating up a storm. And so, I'm gonna be honest, like, even when it comes to like work, I've been forgetting stuff. Like stuff that I would typically not forget. I have been absolutely forgetting. And it's embarrassing because I don't want people to think, that I'm not competent or that I'm not on the ball or that I don't care about my work. But I've been forgetting things. And I even, I had to have a conversation with one of the administrators at the university and let them know that, like, I promise I'm here, I'm with it, I'm sharp. But the way this perimenopause is working and going, I've been a little more forgetful, and I've had to create new routines and systems for myself so that, one, I can keep my job, babes, and so that I'm not forgetting things. Because at the end of the day, I really do love being a professor. I really love my students, and they deserve the best from me, and I want to give them that. And so I really had to be super intentional about making sure that I can do the things that I'm responsible for doing, because I'm not gonna lie, I have been forgetful. And if you know me or know anything about me, I am not a forgetful girl. I can remember things as far back as when I was 3 years old. I don't forget nothing. But lately, I can't remember nothing. And so in this conversation with, one of the administrators at the university, it came up because I was doing a presentation at a conference about perimenopause. And during the end of my presentation, I opened the floor for like comments and questions. And one thing that I love about women is, like, also when the people saw on the program that I was going to be, presenting about perimenopause, needless to say, there wasn't a man in the room. Good. We didn't want you there anyway, baby. But you're welcome to come next time. I actually have a different presentation for a different conference for men in understanding perimenopause and menopause. It's going to be perimenopause and menopause, explaining and understanding the mental health symptoms that come along with perimenopause and menopause for men living with and clinically treating women. Don't you love that? We're educating the men. But anyway, needless to say, at this specific conference, when I was in a room full of the girls, we were able to be like really vulnerable with each other and just like be honest. And one of the women at the conference who was, in my session, she was talking about like some of the symptoms that she was having and like how it's really affecting her and impacting her regular life with her spouse and her children and her job. And, she started to like tear up and cry, which, triggered the other women in the room to be very present with her and in the moment with her, and same for me, be present with her and in the moment with her, and also really realize my own feelings and my own experiences and be vulnerable and honest in a room full of women. There were over 100 people, women in that room, and we were really there with each other, supporting each other, being vulnerable with each other about this thing that we don't talk about enough. But we're experiencing it, but we're not talking about it because society says that we should be, ashamed, or that we have to be perfect and pretend that we are stronger than we are, or stronger than anybody has the ability to be, because we're women, and we have to be stronger and better than men to compete with men. I don't want to compete with a man. I want to be the best me that I can be. I don't want to be the best man. Hey, this is not the movies, But, and I just really enjoyed that space and being able to share that space with other women, with other professional women, because so often we're so judgmental of one another. And I'm just gonna be honest, women, we are our hardest critics. We're so hard on one another, so much so that, when we're experiencing things that we know, all of us are going through, we keep it to ourselves and we don't share it. And we can't be vulnerable because we don't want to be judged. And we don't want the next woman to take this as an opportunity to, take something away from us. But in this moment, in this conference, we were all just on one accord. There were no men around to police our feelings and our emotions or dictate what it was that we were allowed to talk about. And I'm going to be honest, women didn't feel like they had to impress the men because they weren't there. We could be vulnerable with each other. I'm talking about professional corporate women, doctors, social workers, therapists, women doing things in life, successful women being open and vulnerable with each other about what it is that we're experiencing with our bodies, with our mental health, with our minds, with our families, with our relationships, as it relates to perimenopause and menopause, because we feel like we're going crazy. But we also feel like we're experiencing this in a vacuum because no one else is really talking about it outside of the internet, right? No one in our real life is talking about it. So we feel like we're on an island experiencing these things by ourselves. And it was so refreshing to be in a real space with real women and ushering in vulnerability. And we all got to do that. I got to do that. They got to do that. And how it came up is one of the administrators from the university, she was there and she came to my presentation. And so she heard me saying, that I had been forgetful. And so we had, a little conversation about it. And I felt seen and I felt heard. And most importantly, I felt supported. As women, we gotta be better about that, about supporting each other and hearing each other and not judging each other. And because we know that the world expects so much of us, we expect so much of other women, so much so that we continue this cycle of perfectionism that's really only hurting us. Girls, sisters, sis, a lot of times we are all we got. We cannot be the reason that other women feel like they can't be humans, like they can't make mistakes, like they can't just be. And these aren't even mistakes. These are things that are outside of our control. But we don't feel like we can talk about it. We don't feel like we can be honest about it because we don't want to be critiqued. We don't want to be judged. And we don't want people to think that we're incompetent. We worked really hard to get where we are. Ain't nobody ever gave a woman nothing, especially a Black woman, nothing. We worked really hard to get where we are and fight the imposter syndrome that lives within us just to let perimenopause come along and steal that away. No. Like I said, baby, we're not going out without a fight. But that was a really great experience. And that's my favorite thing about myself. It's not, oh, we're pretty and all the things. And I like to be pretty now. I'm not going to act like that's not true. That is true. But I really love women. I really love making space and holding space for women. We don't have to always be in competition. It don't have to be like that, girl. And I don't want it to be like that. I'm not going to participate in it. And I am building a community of women who can support one another. We can be vulnerable with one another and just really talk about what we're experiencing and going through. We are not alone, and we are not experiencing these things in some weird vacuum or in a box. And the truth is, no one understands what we deal with but us. So we have to be here for one another, Let me do this makeup, y'all. I'm just chit-chatting and yapping around. But, yeah. And so let's get back to the symptoms. Skin, baby. I recorded a video, and I thought I was recording it like this. I get so confused with horizontal and vertical. Does anyone else get confused with that? I don't know whether horizontal is up and down, or vertical is the one that's up and down, or side to side. But I recorded a video about perimenopause and skin, and like what I'm doing to improve my skin as I go through perimenopause. And like I was talking about all the things, the Botox, my dermatologist, yes, your girl got Botox, baby. I talk about it in the video. You have to watch the video. But I was talking about all the things. I was really getting down, baby. I pushed stop on that video to replay it and like edit it. It's not in side to side with, I don't know, horizontal, vertical. It's not in the side to side. It's up and down like TikTok, not YouTube. But I recorded it like a YouTube video. So it's like 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long. I can put that on any short form platform. But Jim, what we're going to do, we're going to post it right here on YouTube. Yeah, in the long form content. I'm actually probably going to post it today with this video, so you can go after you watch this video and go right on and watch that video about skincare, because what we're not going to do is be ugly, okay? And I know that that's subjective and girls don't like that word, but you don't like the word ugly. I don't want to be ugly. I don't like being ugly, so we're not going to do that, okay? We work too hard on this skin and on everything that we are to lose it, okay? And you can call me superficial, you can say whatever you want to say. You're going to keep saying it because I'm going to keep being me. And I wish that for you too. I hope you keep being you. But yeah, perimenopause had my skin doing things I don't really like. I was dry, and y'all know, like I talk about being oily and acne prone all the time. Look, I just put that on my forehead like that. Like I don't care about nothing. But what I've realized is it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm just going to blend it out anyway. What does it matter? It don't have to be perfect. The only part of the concealer that really matters about how I put it on, for me, especially with aging and the way that my skin is going, the way that my features are going, is just right here. Okay? I just have to put a little bit right here, a little bit right here, and right here. And I really put this concealer right here, one, to clean up my eyeshadow and to kind of pull my face up a little bit. But other than that, all the rest of this concealer placement, I'm just going to rub that in. That don't have to be perfect at all, and it's not going to be perfect. So we're just gonna tap that around, and I put concealer in the places that I want to conceal, but also like right here on my chin, like places where the light would kind of naturally hit. Right here on my chin, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on the nose, and then right here on my forehead. And I'm gonna get that hair out the way, and we're just gonna do this little right here. And so my skin, so back to the symptoms. So my skin has been like dry in patches, and I am not accustomed to that. And I didn't know what to do with it. And as a girl who loves skincare, I'm not proficient in dealing with dry skin. So I had to, go to my dermatologist and get some things worked out to make sure, that I could still be me and feel like me. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I don't look good, I don't feel good. If I don't feel like I look good, when I say the depression is triggered, it's triggered. And while that might be superficial, it might be vain, it might be whatever, it's true for me. And the research, the data, the numbers say that a lot of us as women feel the same way. When we don't perceive ourselves as looking good, we don't feel good. And so for me, I'm not willing to do that. I worked real hard on this mental health, girl, and this mental health it's been shaky sometimes, and I'm not going back. And so it being pretty and taking care of my skin and my body and my physical outwardness, we're going with that. If that's gonna help, that's what I'm gonna do. And the truth is, while it helps my mental health, I like it. I really like doing the things. I like putting on the makeup. I like the wigs. I like the dresses and the heels and the prancing about, tiptoeing in my heels. Hey, tiptoeing in my heels.
What you do, girl? Tiptoeing in my heels. What you do, girl? Tiptoeing in my heels. What you doing, girl? Tiptoeing in my heels.
I like that. I am that kind of girl, and you don't have to be that kind of girl. Hey, this is a page where all the girls get to be all the girls, but that's the kind of girl that I am, and I like that, and I'm not going to pretend like I don't, because I do. You see how I'm doing it? I'm just pulling that like that, and all that does is kind of clean up that eyeshadow and make sure, see? Bam. And I'm going to get around that with some foundation so it's not like that. That's nuts. But it cleans it up so it's not like, see how it's just kind of wherever. But when I pull that thing back, pull that concealer back and give it that little clean line, it's just so much, it just looks so much better. Now, I do know the girls be putting like tape on their face. I'm almost 40. I just fear, that putting the tape on my face and snatching it off. I'm not a dermatologist or anything like that. But I just feel like that can't be good for my skin, I'm already having some issues with the perimenopause and the aging. I don't have time to be ripping tape from my face when I can just do a little do with concealer and move on, But so yeah, the skin and hair, like I'm a little afraid to show y'all my hair. We're not gonna cry because we're doing makeup. Ah, I'm getting emotional. I am a woman, and I have been taught my whole life that my hair, it's my crown. But perimenopause has like snatched my hair, and I'm a girl who's always had a lot of hair. I recently, 2 years ago, cut my locks off. I had locks for, oh no, we can't cry. We cannot cry. We are doing makeup. I had locks for 13 years, and my locks were down my back, like to my actual bottom. And even before I had locks, I always had thick, full, a good amount of hair, lengthy hair. And it's something that I always, took a little pride in. And perimenopause has taken that, like, oh my God, and I'm not turning the camera off because if we're gonna make space for each other, it's gonna dry my concealer. I can't be, look, oh God, what am I gonna do? I can't do anything. I'm not safe. But, if we're gonna build a community where women can be vulnerable, then I have to give permission for that by doing that. So I'm just gonna be honest, I've experienced some balding, like around my edges and like in the center of my head. My hair has been shedding and thinning in a way that is scary to me. And so I did do some things, to make sure that I can not only maintain the hair that I have, but regrow the hair that I lost. We can't cry. We're trying to be beautiful. But that was hard. That's hard for me. Like, losing my hair. Girl. Trying to get it together. I'm trying to hold it together. But that's been so hard for me. That's been probably the hardest part of this whole process. God dog it. I'm trying not to cry, not because I don't want to be vulnerable, because I got somewhere to go and I can't do my makeup over. But that's been the hardest part for me, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Losing my hair. Girl. I need to take a break because, Jesus. Woo. That was hard for me. But I did some things, and I talked to my dermatologist, and she walked me through, the process of maintaining the hair that I have and regrowing the hair that I lost. And it's been working, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so glad that I moved quickly. I moved quickly enough. Oh no, a tear. Get off. We okay? We'll blend that right on back out. Yeah, thought you had me. Devil thought she had me. Devil thought he had me because the devil's a man. Now God might be a woman, but the devil, a man for sure. That's a man for sure. But yeah, that was hard for me. And so, like, meeting with my dermatologist and just being honest with her about, my fears around that, and being open to really doing something about it really helped me. And so, hold on, let me get myself together because I'm having a hard time. Just give me a minute, girl. Okay, just give me just a minute. Okay. I fixed the little teardrops that we had lost. But I didn't do anything else. I'm waiting for you, girl. I'm not gonna finish the makeup without you. But You know, that was the hardest part for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's been the hardest part. I put some more foundation on my hand. I'm gonna blend this little stuff out because this is crazy. That was the hardest part for me. You know, losing my hair. It was hard. And, you know, I want to be vulnerable with you all and I want to be honest. I do have some photos and I do intend on showing y'all. But listen, it's not a lot of people in this little community that we have. But I need y'all to be kind, okay? This is hard. It's not easy for me. But if we're going to be vulnerable, we're going to do it. So I'll show you some of the pictures. And it was hard. And I'll even kind of show you what it looks like now. It's much better. It's much better. But it was hard. Losing my hair was hard. Especially, you know, as women. You know, our hair, we're taught that our hair is our crown and glory. And so losing it is tough. But, you know, the way that these hormones work and the way that perimenopause is working, I can't stop it from happening. But what I can do, see how I buffered that right on out. Just like that, just like that. And I don't like my concealer to be way down here. I just kind of just buffered around a little bit. Just a little buffer. Okay, so we buffed. I don't know how to word for it. I'm going through a lot right now, okay? I'm trying to be present and be vulnerable in the things. I took the lines away. I put the word up there because I can't think of it right now. I can't do everything, girl. But yeah, so I met with my dermatologist and she did some like graphs or whatever, and we decided that one of the best things for me to do would be to get some steroid injections. Now, the steroid injections are pretty pricey, but your insurance will pay for it. Won't you do it? Won't you do it? Yes. So they were free, $99. So my insurance paid for it, and I got like 3 rounds of injections, and so you go once a month. But I also had to, you go once a month, but I had to stop getting the injections because I had a bad reaction to it. I realized that where I was getting the injections, now I was working. Hey, the hair was coming back swiftly. But where I was getting the injection started to leave dents, like indentions in my scalp, like big ones. Like it went in like that, like big ones. I don't know if I have any pictures of that, but if I do, I'll let you see. But like I said, be kind to me, baby, because I'm kind to you. This is hard for me, so be kind. But so I had to stop doing that. And then when I stopped doing that, guess what? The hair fell back out. So we had to take another route, the route that I'm on now. I was doing, and I still do, the liquid minoxidil. And I like the dropper. And I actually take, not this one, that's my little one for my eyeshadow. I take a brush and maybe tonight when I do it, I'll record it. And so maybe put up a video. If I don't put it on here as an overlay, then I'll upload it as a short maybe tomorrow on all the short form platforms. So that means Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook Reels. I'll put it there so you guys can see how I do that. And I also dermaplane. This has needles on the inside of it. Let me show you. And so they go up. Look, boom, boom. Look at those needles. And I put them in my scalp, if you can believe that. I do. And then I put the minoxidil on top. And, fun fact, this is a tidbit I'm sharing with y'all. Y'all gonna get this ahead of time. Hey, fun fact. I dermaplane the needles, jig. And then I put the minoxidil, brush it in. And then, guess what I do? Ooh, boobs. Guess what I do? Guess. I give you 2 seconds to guess. You ain't gonna guess it. I put the tretinoin on top of there. Put the tretinoin on top of the minoxidil. the clinical studies. Hey, because, we like science. We like to back up the data. We're not just doing things willy-nilly.
Tretinoin and minoxidil, and tretinoin seemed to boost the effects of minoxidil, so improve hair regrowth with both combined.
Flavonoids do play an important role in the development of the hair follicle and regulation of the hair cycle. Both excessive intake as well as deficiency of vitamin A leads to hair loss. Now, only topical tretinoin has been shown to be helpful for hair growth. And most studies have been focused on the enhanced response when tretinoin is combined with topical minoxidil.
Tretinoin helps grow your hair. Fun fact, fun fact. Tretinoin, it's for wrinkles. And it will help with like dark spots and acne scars, and it will help with your acne. But tretinoin was actually formulated as a hand cream originally. Women were actually using it to take away the wrinkles in their hands. Baby, the tretinoin do a lot of things. So even if you look at some of my videos, when I'm putting on my tretinoin, I put it on my neck, I put it on my chest, and I put it on my hands. Look at the chest, ain't a wrinkle in sight. Look at the neck, and baby, look at the hands. Look at the hands. That's makeup. That's foundation. That's not a wrinkle. Look at the hands. And the women in my family, I love you, mommy. I love your grandma. I love your grams. I love you, every woman in my family. The hands on them Chafford girls, old, old, wrinkly, looks some ass. It's hereditary. We're putting the tretinoin on. We're putting the tretinoin on because we're not going to be looking like that by the hands. What good does it do to take care of this face? And we're taking care of the face to regrow the hair. And then the hands look like one of them doggone evil queens in one of the Disney movies, You know how they be. Don't judge me, okay? So it's completely pointless to do all of these things and have my hands looking crazy. And so, once I actually heard or saw one of my favorite online dermatologists, Dr. Dre. She's a Caucasian woman from the land of Caucasus. But one thing about Dr. Dre, now I've been watching Dr. Dre for years, like since the pandemic. So for at least 6 or 7 years, she has never steered me wrong. Matter of fact, this is not supposed to be a product situation. We're just supposed to be yapping, but we're here. So y'all want to see what I learned from Dr. Dre? And not the one from Compton. Hey, amlactin on my face. Baby, the way that the lactic acid in here is doing wonders for the skin on my face. Dr. Dre recommended this. Not even my face-to-face dermatologist. I got this from Dr. Dre. And it's working. This is my second bottle of this. And I use this on my face. And she recommended, and I have it right here because we're talking. Can we just have a talk? I don't want everything to be so formal. And I'm tired of sitting down and having scripts, and we're just gonna have a talk, baby. Sister to sister. Gold bond with the retinol for your body. For your body, girl. Tretinoin is a retinol for your face, for your hands, for your neck, you could put it on your body. It's very expensive. This big bottle cost me $16. Big bottle. How much is in here? 13 ounces for my body. The same thing that the tretinoin is doing for my face, my hands, and my neck, this Gold Bond is doing. And you can put this on your face too. Now, if you don't have a tretinoin prescription yet, you can put this on your face, and it will do the same thing very slowly because the percentage is not as high. But you can do it in the middle until you get your tretinoin. But I don't have strawberry legs because I'm not a white woman. But white sisters, hello. Hello, you're welcome. We love you. Hello. But I don't have strawberry legs. I'm not gonna show you my legs because first of all, isn't this cute? This little robe here, it's a dress. I ordered it from one of the little fast fashion places, Shein. Don't you tell nobody I ordered this from Shein, okay? I was on the site and I was looking around. I was like, okay. I got some little pieces over here. Baby, I ordered this. I was like, oh, just a cute little wrap dress. Sis, baby, this wrap dress came. It barely covered my tail. it barely covered the cheeks. I said, oh, this is gonna be a bathrobe. This just for the house. We can't take this anywhere. I can't go outside like this because she's a lady. Oh no. So anyway, needless to say, it's a bathrobe, but it's so cute. I'm gonna stand up and let you see in the long mirror when I get to my office. Before I show y'all, don't judge, my office is a mess. We're gonna clean up later. Plus Maria's coming over to help us clean. Maria's the housekeeper. We like her, we love her. Hey Maria girl. Okay, so this is supposed to be a dress. I made it a robe. Actually, I mean, you know what? With a little heel, these Phoenix little Crocs. But actually, girl, I mean, it's a little short in the back, but that's okay. We're grown. Maybe a little heel. I get to my office. A dress. A little later. So you see how cute this is. So if you're looking for a cute little bathrobe, she ain't got some dresses for you. But back to how I'm regrowing my hair. I'm sorry, we all over the place, but stay with me. Okay, we're doing some things. We're working some things out. I was getting the indentions in my scalp, and that was scary. This is my skull. This is my head. All right, we can't have indentions in our head. What does that mean? And it was scary because I also didn't know. I did read because it's fundamental. I suggest y'all be reading too. I went online and went to PubMed and Google Scholar, find you some articles. And it did say that once I stopped getting the steroid injections in my head, in my scalp, that very likely that the indentions would kind of clear up and my scalp would be smooth again. And it did. It took about 2 months for it to go back to just being my regular scalp. But needless to say, I haven't gotten any more steroid shots. And once I stopped getting the steroid shots, all the hair that I regrew fell out. But I kept using my minoxidil, and because your girl wears wigs, I can't always put on the minoxidil. Now I do wear glueless wigs, so I actually can put on minoxidil every day, and I do. But we also told the dermatologist that, we wear wigs, so sometimes we can't put on the minoxidil, the liquid. And she said, say less. Say less, Dr. Wednesday. She gave me a prescription for oral minoxidil. And the oral minoxidil came through and shook the table like Kim Michelle. When I say the oral minoxidil, and my insurance pays it 100%, I don't pay for nothing. But it's not very expensive either. So if you don't have no good insurance, $10 will get you that. The oral minoxidil and the liquid minoxidil, game changer. Everything I lost, I'm getting back. Now, it's not full when I show it to you. Like I said, be kind. And I'm gonna keep reiterating that, because if you're not kind, take the whole video down. Take the whole video down. But it really came through and like, oh no, let's just put that straight on. Like, that's too pigmented now. The Nessa have stuff for black women, it be pigmented. But yeah, that really, really changed things for me. And it's really, I've been doing that combination, the oral minoxidil and the liquid minoxidil, together for about 2 months. She's coming back. The hair is coming back, and I love that for me. And if you're experiencing something like that, I love that for you. If you didn't know that that's something that you could do, you could do that, and that will help. So you don't have to be crying like me and trying to figure it out. But I do suggest, if you can handle the steroid shots, do it, because it did work. I just had that kind of reaction. I wish I didn't, because it was the hair was back, baby. It was back in full effect. A little bit on the nose, a little blush on the nose. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Anyway, and a little bit right there because cute. Okay, a little right there. Just too much blush, girl. Anyway, I'm a blush girl if you hadn't noticed. So that has been helping me with regrowing my hair. So that's skin, that's hair. Do we have time to talk about sex? Do we have time to talk about Katrina? Didi, who's Katrina? She's Katrina. For more reasons than one. We're gonna leave it there. We ain't going into all of that. But she's Katrina. Baby. Katrina has not been a storm. She has been a desert. Dry. Don't care about nothing. Don't want nobody. Don't want nobody near. Leave me alone. Please get away from me with this. Apollo. Okay? The sex drive has driven away. The sex drive has driven away into the sunset. Never to be seen again. Gone. But we got some things for that too. Now I'm gonna make a separate video about the libido and perimenopause because that's worth talking about. But needless to say, I've been taking some supplements for that, and hey, we're back. Back like we never left. A little too back, actually. TMI. But next week's video, we're gonna let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that made me. Let's talk about sex. Da, 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 da. That's what we're gonna do next week. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be honest and vulnerable with you today, because that's not easy for me. I am a therapist and I'm used to letting other people be vulnerable, but I am not as accustomed to being vulnerable myself. And so thank you for holding space for me. Also, let me know if there are other things that y'all want to talk about. I'm going to do a Peri products video. Let's put some bronzer on because we look crazy. No, I'm gonna fix all of this. It's not gonna be that crazy. This is not what this is for, girl. This is not the bronzer brush. Talking to y'all. I need you to be here with me, okay? You see I'm distracted. I already told you that I'm forgetful, okay? Don't just let me do anything. You know this is not the brush for that. The Morphe put it on here. It's for powders, it's for this, not this. And you know that. You watch me do this anyway. This is for this. This one is from, this one's from MAC. This is 129S. You don't care. But anyway, this is the one for the bronzer. Because I was like, why is it coming on? Why is it moving on like that? But yeah, thank you for letting me be vulnerable with you. That's not something that is always easy for me. And so, but this is a safe place for me. Just like I hope it's a safe place for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate this little community that we have. I know it's not very big, but it's a little mighty. So I appreciate you letting me be honest with you and share this journey, because it's hard, but not without a fight. Baby, perimenopause can't have us without a fight. She can't have our hair. She can't have our skin. She can't have our sex drive. She can't have our beauty. She can't have our pretty. And she certainly can't have our mind and our mental health. We came too far. But also, let me show you what I do with my concealer. You see how I just put it on and it's in the crevices? See? Crevices. See the indentions? I don't have puffy eyes. I have sunken. A little sunken. But see, with a little light, can't see that. With a concealer, if you're all in my face like that, you can't really see it. Bam, thank you. But you can see the creases in my wrinkles because we have wrinkles. So I use Amicole powder, and we need 2 brushes. This one is for the powder. This is a clean concealer brush. Let me show you. I'm not gonna be able to talk while I do. You're just gonna have to watch. I'm gonna take this, dip, and then swirl it around to make sure. This is what the girls have to do when they're almost 40 or in their 40s to make sure their concealer increasing. So this is ready. I put this in my mouth. Now I'm gonna take the clean concealer brush and smooth out the liquid concealer. And then as soon as I do that, I'm gonna shift it and put the powder on there and set it so you're not looking crazy, okay? Watch and learn. Watch and learn. I'm gonna have to do it in the regular mirror because We're not trying to look crazy today. Hold on. And I have to hold my nostril this way to straighten out under the eye. We're doing a lot. Whatever. We're going to be cute though. We're going to be cute though, and no judgment. I will snatch the whole video down, okay? Huh? Watch this. Hold it like this. Bam. Crease where? Nowhere. Ain't no crease. Nowhere. There's no crease. So, and we're going to wash this finger. We are. Now, nose is clean, but still. And then smush, 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 smush at the top. And we back at it again. This way. Okay, let's go wash this finger. Hold on. Okay. Wash your hands because, hey, sanitation. Sanitation. We have to be sanitized. Okay, so now I'm going to take our brush again and I'm going to dip, dip, dip. Okay, now we can set the rest of our face. And this is just for places that I put concealer. Now we can bring out this one here. Okay. Now I do actually put my powder foundation all over my face. And what it does is it kind of tames some of this blush down, but it also kind of blends things in together in a way that I really like. See? Cute. Now we need to setting spray. Ooh. Child. Melted. Ain't that cute? Wait till it dry. Ooh. See? Just melted in. Real nice. Real cute. Now we are cleaning up setting sprays because I don't reapply no makeup. I don't reapply makeup. Once I put the makeup on, the makeup is on. And the makeup is gonna have to last all day, okay? I'm not putting on more makeup. The most I'm going to do is blot. Okay, with I got a little Fenty, that translucent Fenty powder. The one that Rihanna put on during the Super Bowl. She was like, "Yeah, look." That I keep that in my purse. And so I might put some of that. And I actually keep an extra one of these Collet brushes in my purse. And I use that to kind of mat things out as the day goes by. But I'm not reapplying makeup. And I don't have to reapply my makeup because we set it. Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. We use one size fixing spray. Not the same. Okay, watch. Don't inhale this. You will be high as a kite and coughing up a storm. That's fixing spray number one. Fix it again, because like I said, we're not reapplying. Right away. Now I love this. This is good stuff. Hard to find, but good. And I told you I was gonna be in Vietnam. I found a little one. I found the little one on TikTok shop. Baby, hey, ordered it right up because I can't take this big old aerosol can. Ooh. One more. Now, I'm not putting this on, but I will say, I wore this for the Keithley Festival, hot, in hot Orleans. Makeup didn't budge, didn't move, didn't transfer. I had on a white shirt at the Keithley Festival. A white shirt. my face, my makeup, it don't move. Hey, I don't need this today though, so we're not doing that. But when I was in New Orleans outside at that hot festival, having a good time, shout out to Keith Lee and Ronnie and their whole family, y'all did that. There were some hiccups, but that's okay. It was still a great time. It was a great festival. I saw the haters online. My whole family was there. Me, my wife, our son, and one of the neighbors that my son plays with, because he's only child, he have to bring somebody with him. We had a great time. We had a good time. One of my really good friends, my sis, Myra, and her best friend were there. We had a great time. And we're going to be in Chicago next year, okay? Don't let anyone discourage you. When you have a dream, when God puts something on your heart, do it. Do it. They're going to criticize, they're going to critique, and that's okay. Keep stepping, keep moving, keep doing it. Side note, I know, but if you're going to be outside, girl, if you're going to be outside, get you some. But you know, we always hit the blue marble. Shake it. Shake it like a salt, shake it like a salt, shake it like a salt, shake it. Charlie Pop on percolator. Hey. Spread it out a little bit and Danielle sing, not mine. Whew. Of all the sprays, let me try this first. Hold on. Baby. I put all that makeup on. Cute. Cute. Simple, but very cute, you know? But anyway, of all the sprays, like I was saying, this the one. This is the one that really does it. I told you I was gonna be traveling. Blue Marble Junior. Right to Vietnam with me, baby. Oh, y'all want me to vlog in Vietnam? Side note, sorry. This is the one. It's water-based and it creates a film over your makeup. I have been using this about a year and a half. Ever since I really started doing makeup, I saw a makeup artist who does makeup for, you know, for movie sets. She had this. I Googled it, baby. It sets a film over your face. You can't feel it. Doesn't smudge, makes it waterproof, does the things. I cried at funerals. A funeral last month. I love you. Rest in heaven. Makeup still flawless. Flawless, ladies, we're flawless. Okay, so let me do my lashes real quick and I'll be back. Hey sis, we are back. Face is completely done. All I did was add my lashes and my lip gloss. So lashes check, lip gloss popping. Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, I really want to say thank you again. Being vulnerable is not something that I'm super good at, but it is something that I think is really important for us to be and do together as women. Perimenopause and menopause and even other experiences that we have as women are really important to just put at the forefront and be honest about, so that we as a community of women, don't feel like we're going through these things alone, that we're the only ones having these experiences. And so while I hate crying on camera or getting super emotional on camera, sometimes it's necessary. And I'm a person, I'm human like everybody else, and I have big emotions, especially when it comes to things that matter to me. And yes, sometimes vanity and vanity metrics matter to me just like they matter to you. And like I said a bit earlier, next week we are going to talk about sex, baby, and perimenopause and how it's affected and what we can do as women to make sure we keep our libido or get our libido back in check. Because that's where I am, getting my libido back in check. Because whether you know it or not, baby, orgasms are actually good for your mental health, your physical health, and your mood. Hey, and if you are new here, please subscribe and join our little community. We would absolutely love to have you because we are growing and glowing together. And if you are already subscribed, hey girl, hey sis, again, I love you and I appreciate you for being here. And as always, sis, I love you and I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. Mwah. Bye.
I'm looking for, yeah. It's that bird in the VIP lounge. I'm a little bit